Hello viewers, thanks for joining us on Lina TV News. I'm Aisha Gamboda Asmi. Let's take a look at the headlines. Acting Governor Comrade Yakubu Garba led civil and public servants to fitness walk in Niger State. The End Bad Governance protests continue despite presidential address. Federal government says it has released 57 billion naira grant to state governments across the country. Now the news in full. Niger State Acting Governor Comrade Yakubu Garba has led the principal officers, state civil servants and political office holders on the first edition of the monthly road work for civil servants and political appointees in the state. The road walk, which kicked off from the government house in Mina, had its participants walk through a major expressway leading to Stadium Junction. The report.
The road walk, which kicked off from the government house Mina, had participants walk through a major expressway leading to Stadium Junction. The walk was terminated at Justice Idris Lebo Kutigi International Conference Center, Mina, after engaging in some aerobics. The acting governor, Comrade Yakubu Garba, in his address said the exercise is to keep them fit, stimulate their mental alertness, and to demonstrate unity. Comrade Yakubu Garba appreciated all Nigerites for maintaining peace and orderliness and reassured them that the state government will continue to cater for its citizens. On the other hand, the head of service Niger State Abubakar Salu said the turnout was impressive, informing that every first Saturday of the month will be dedicated to the road work to enable the state public servants help keep fit. He says every citizenry in Niger is a stakeholder in the development of the state. Other than that, government will continue to channel resources towards rapid development of the state. The chief of staff to the governor, Abdullahi Batamangi, and the commissioner, secondary and tertiary health, Dr. Bello Tukur, in their separate remarks, underscored the importance of exercise to the human body, adding that it will help in improving the output of civil servants in their offices and other endeavors. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sport, Nuhu Ngaski, as well as his counterpart from the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Afia Ali Abubakar, all acknowledged the level of connectivity and exercise has brought between all ministries, departments, agencies, and emphasized government's determination in listening to the plight of its citizens. Some of the participants who spoke equally commended the government for the initiative, which they said will encourage them to keeping them mentally and physically fit.
The End Bad Governance protesters have converged at the Gani Fayemi Freedom Park, Ojota, Lagos, to continue their demonstration despite the nationwide broadcast by President Bola Tinubu. The determination to continue the protest follows a Sunday statement by the organizers signed by Hassan Taiwo Ayoyika Oni and Adeboyega Adeniji on behalf of the committee. End Bad Governance in Nigeria Organizing Committee says the address by President Bola Tinubu had yet to address the demands. They said they had listened with rapt attention to President Tinubu's broadcast and consider it rather unfortunate that it took President Tinubu 3 days of protest to address the country. Tinubu had affirmed the nation in the nationwide broadcast that his administration was ready to listen and address the concerns of protesters, affirming that he had heard their calls loud and clear. Following widespread clamor against hunger and hardship in the country, the federal government said it has released 57 billion naira to the 36 states to expand livelihood and support their citizens. President Bola Tinubu, while addressing the country, also disclosed that 9.1 trillion naira was accumulated as total facial revenue to the federal government's coffers during the first half of 2024, marking a significant increase from what was earned by previous administration. Also, more than 57 billion naira has been released to the 36 states to expand livelihood support to their citizens, while 600 nano business have benefited from nano grants. An additional 400,000 more nano business are expected to benefit, the president stated rather. The president explained that there had been a reduction in Nigerians' debt burden, with revenue on debt service declining from 97% in 2023 to 68% in 2024. He said the country has cleared legitimate outstanding foreign exchange obligation of about $5 billion without any adverse impact on programs. According to the president, the debt reduction has provided the country with greater financial freedom, allowing for increased spending on essential social services such as education and healthcare. Despite Nigeria's abundant oil and gas resources, he noted that his administration met a country that was not only dependent only on oil, but also neglected its gas resources while subsidizing the cost of fuel. Professor Wale Soyinka has faulted the nationwide address by President Bola Tinubu, saying it failed to address the brutal crackdown of end bad governance protests by security agencies. Angry Nigerians had taken to major cities across the country to lament the high cost of living, hardship, hunger, and poverty, blamed on policies of the federal government like the removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira. In the past 4 days, some persons were killed as the protests turned violent in some states. Worried by the situation, President Tinubu addressed Nigerians in his first nationwide speech after the demonstration. The president called for calm, insisting that there was no going back on the subsidy removal. But in a statement on Sunday, Soyinka specifically criticized the steps rolled out by the president since the protest started. His outline of the government's remedial action since inception, aimed at warding off just such an outbreak, will undoubtedly receive experts and sustained attention both for effectiveness and content analysis. And that's about the size of our package on Lina TV News today. Do well to join us on all our social media platforms at Lina TV 247 or visit our website on www.linatv.com.ng. I'm Aisha Gamboda. Have a lovely day.